Saturday. Sometimes, when I find myself struggling or feeling down and discouraged, my mind tells me words that are not loving or kind. These words can get loud. They can make me think there's something missing in me, something wrong with me, that I am those words. Are not what's true, are not my potential, my greatness. Instead of believing them, I can pause deeply and take the time to find my own words that are true. And when the other voice gets quiet, and I hear only me, care of me, loving me. It's with these words that care of me, loving me. It's with these words that I am describing the real me. With these words, I know who I am. When I have feelings of sadness or anger or worry, my mind might tell me it's wrong to have those feelings. But I can tell myself, I am human. I am allowed to feel. I am supposed to feel. My mind might tell me, don't share your worries. But I can tell myself, everyone has worries, and they are okay to talk about. My mind might tell me I will always feel this way, but I can tell myself feeling will pass. Nothing is forever. My mind might tell me I shouldn't make a mistake, but I can tell myself I am always learning. Mistakes. My mind might tell me I failed, but I can tell myself I am brave. I have mind might tell me I failed, but I can tell myself I am brave. I have the courage to try. There is no such thing as failure. I just have the courage to try. There is no such thing as failure. I just haven't gotten there yet. My mind might tell me I can't, but I can tell myself, yes, I can. Kind voice loud and I feel down. I can tell myself I am in this world. I matter. That is what makes me beautiful and miraculous. I can tell myself I am thoughtfulness. My heart is full of compassion. I can tell myself I am kindness. I make a difference. I can silence the voice that is not the truth anytime, anywhere, when I speak to myself with encouragement and love. These are the words that are the real me. This is who I am. All of us can choose the words we tell ourselves. We can pick the ones that remind us of our own goodness and our effort and our importance. These are the words that are the real us. Through them, we know this is who we are. And then I thought we could do a few of these affirmations together. So I picked together. I am human.
I am human.
I am supposed to feel. I am always learning.
I
have the courage to try.
I
am enough. Does anyone have any other affirmations they like to say? Yeah, you want to share one?
I would like to say that I think
to be really calm again? Yep. Anyone larger congregation have any affirmations they like to say? Shout it out.
I am Unitarian Universalist.
I am Unitarian Universalist. I am here and now, and we are all here and now, and we're going to go up and continue singing together, friends. So let's sing out to our classes.
We take and we have Dr. Majati, the climate organizer from PUSH, who will say a few words about the organization. Dr. Baruti.
This year, we have fought for climate and in this safe space and beautiful. I live right up this over profits. And I know you've heard over the people, but we are dealing with this is our vision at Push Buffalo. We need affordability for every energy. We need renewable energy. The homes across Buffalo sanctuary, safe, resilient spaces, and the people, I call it position. This is justice. Dynamic. This is justice. We demand this time during our campaign work, or my campaign work, very from draining our water and our energy. We demand that polluters harm that they've caused. That's just. We demand that they cause. We demand decades of environmental neglect. At Push Buffalo, it is an action. Our residents one-on-one. We hold story circles. We train community leaders across Buffalo. And if you look me up, you're visible. And we're schools, testimonies of the people. We don't speak for the people, they speak for themselves. The leaders have to all because we pay them. I mean, that just makes sense. If you go to a grocery store, you're paying for service. You need to cause them. I call it the zoning policy of accountability and courage, and from entering in the same water, my this woman is. There is only one on the planet. You can call it what you want, Gulf of whatever, but it's one water. Drinking all of the living things, all of the beautiful. We are living this together. We center marginalized voices and those who are harmed. We build power from the root. I need you. Stand with us. Act with us. The time right now. Okay.
Of Push Buffalo by dropping cash or a check in the offering plate or website to donate online. Now let us please give generously as we are able to church this wider community receive our offer.
So don't hold until you get through. Child, oh child, hold on. When you feel your heart is pounding, what you to wake up and you say, it's the dream, not me, that's bound to go. Hold on, the night will be by. Hold on and think of something else to try. Child, hold on, there's angels on their way. Hold on and hear them say, child, oh child, and it doesn't even matter if the danger and the doom comes from up above or down below, or just come flying at you from across the room. When you see a man who's raging and he's jealous and he fears that you've walked through walls he's hid behind years, what you do then is you tell yourself to wait it out, you say, to wait it out, you say, it's this day, not me, that's bound to go. Child, hold on, it's this day, not you. Oh,
with our beloved gift, our partner. So in Otis's pre-K classroom, when they're having a big feeling, they do three things. They pause, they say out loud, I'm feeling, fill in the blank, and they take 3 deep belly breaths. I think we could all do that. Can we pause? You might say out loud in your mind, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm feeling, in your mind, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm feeling. I'm feeling. Okay, say it all at the same time. Say the words. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling pissed off. What are you feeling? Quiet about your feelings. No one's feeling a big feeling? Thank you, Teal. Angry, yes. All of it. Will you take 3 deep belly breaths with me? I'll repeat what Phil said this morning. Whether this is your first time here or your 1000th time here, welcome. Know that your full self is welcome here. And by that, I mean all of who you've been, all of who you are, and all of who you are becoming. All of that is welcome here. That is welcome here. Can you take that in for a moment? All of you, every single bit is welcome here. Can you feel what falls away when you feel that welcome? Can you feel what maybe stirs in you, moves in you, for better or worse, when you feel welcome? That none of you has to hide here. Breathe that in. Give yourself the full grace of that feeling. And ask yourself, what is my deep need? What is my great sorrow? What is my ginormous joy? This is what we seek to share with one another when we gather. The things that arrives when we do not have to be anything but our whole selves. And each week, and I invite you now to give voice to that which stirs in you when you bring your whole self to this space. Your needs, your griefs, your celebrations. Give voice to that or hold it in your mind silently if you choose to. The Buddhist poet Mark Nepo says, "There's nothing to do and nowhere to go. And knowing this, we can do anything and go anywhere." Amen. May it be so. We'll keep this good feeling. And I brought more words for meditation, kind of guided meditation if you're in for that. This is called a survival meditation by Reverend Nathan Walker. It's just to breathe again. And if breathing in and out feels good to your body, I invite you to do that as the words say. Breathing in, I am aware of my pain. Breathing out, I am aware that not my pain. Breathing in, I am aware of my past. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my past. Breathing in, I am aware of my anger. And breathing out, I am aware that I am not my anger. Breathing in, I am aware of my despair. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my despair. Breathing in, I am aware of peace. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of peace. Breathing in, I am aware of love. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of love. Breathing in, I am aware of joy. Breathing out, I am aware I am an agent of joy. Breathing in, I am aware of hope. Breathing out, I am aware I am an agent of hope. Breathing in, I am aware.
I've been asked to give some personal thoughts this morning surrounding Reverend Bethany's sermon topic. And I was asked because I consider myself not only to be Unitarian Universalist, but also Buddhist. Now, I grew up in a very Catholic household, went to Catholic grade school and Catholic high school. One of the first books that was handed to me was the Baltimore Catechism. And if you've experienced, you know what I'm talking about. This is the Church's compilation of the Catholic doctrine. And one of the initial topics was that of original sin, that we're all born with sin, born with and in sin, and must be saved. Even at that young age, I didn't buy it. But of course, one could not say that to Sister Agnes Marie if one valued personal safety. I went along with this and other aspects of the church until our son was born, when my wife Ann and I decided to give the UU Church of Buffalo a try, and discovered that the Unitarian Universalist tenet of affirming the worth and dignity of every human being absolutely made sense. I didn't stop exploring, though, and a few years later attended a beginner's retreat at a Buddhist monastery in Ithaca, New York. What I heard from the monks about Buddhist philosophy and what other teachers have written cemented my commitment to this path. What I've come to realize, though, is that I cannot show all of the principles, true compassion, and love to others unless I can apply that to myself. Now, big corporations and Madison Avenue have for years and years tried to convince us all that we are not enough. We need more and more to have a fulfilling life. I grew up in the midst of this in the 1950s and 60s. And being part of a religious institution at that time with prevalent ideas of obedience to hierarchy and oppressive doctrine didn't help. It's only been by reading, listening to teachings, meditating, and therapy that I've become better able to internalize the love and compassion for myself so that I can better apply that to others. I'm not done, of course. This is a day-to-day process. It's not a done deal. The Buddha taught that when you build a home inside yourself, you stop needing others to complete you. You simply share your completeness with them. You stop begging for attention and start radiating presence. The emphasis that it all starts with me makes so much sense. I'll close with a prayer that I say each day, and this is the second time you're going to be hearing this morning. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May all beings be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May all beings be happy. Blessed be.
One of my mentors said I should learn to worship when the choir sings. Y'all make it easy. Thank you, thank you. Our reading this morning comes from the late poet Andrea Gibson, just died last summer. And it's an excerpt from a blog post they wrote called "Why Self-Love is So Hard to Achieve." They write, "Like so many of us, I've chased the ever-elusive concept of self-love for decades now. I have discovered that the phrase self-love is not only an inadequate way to describe the experience, but it may be a roadblock in the way of truly knowing what self-love is." They continue, "When I am feeling what we call self-love, I feel the self fall away. And the love is not aimed at a me-shaped target, but instead is pointing everywhere, in every direction, at the whole of us, the collective of which I am a part. In fact, only when I am experiencing this love does my sense of being separate from others reveal itself to be an illusion. What is your definition of alive? Mine is experiencing this love and staying true to my commitment to finding my way back to it whenever I have lost my way." Want to know some good news? They continue. "This kind of love will love us even though it knows we have not always been good. This kind of love knows that even a big heart can get lost in the canyon of an old wound. This love weeps compassion through every mistake I had ever made, cradles me in the word human, and cherishes my spirit because I'm not exceptional." The word "because" is vital in that sentence. Why were we taught that to be worthy of our own love, we have to be exceptional? Being exceptional means to be better than others. If my lovability depends on being better than others, then my lovability depends on others being less than, and that is not love. When I'm feeling this love, it thrills me to see that I am nothing special. Nothing special is a massive relief. It frees me from the deadening demand of comparison. It erases the possibility that I could ever unwin my own love. And it roots me in the most transformative learning of my life. When I am truly loving myself, I am, in fact, loving everything, all of us at once." That ends the reading. The whole blog post is good. You missed some crucial pieces. I can send it to you if you want it. I was 1 month postpartum. The family had come and gone. My husband was back at work, and I was alone with our tiny bundle of joy, who, to be very specific, in this precise moment, was an overtired bundle of tears and wails. In the prior weeks, there had always been someone else to tag in to hold or calm the baby. But this day, there was just me. I was way past exhausted. I know some of you have been there. And I felt completely inadequate to the task of helping this child simply go to sleep. The feeling of inadequacy filled me up quickly. I had been singing to him, but we'd been going on so long that my repertoire was running on low. But then a song emerged. "How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole?" I realized a few words in that I wasn't just singing this to my kid. I was singing it to myself. How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? how deeply you're connected to my soul. So there we rocked, both in tears now. He eventually fell asleep, they always do. I rested, got some good nourishing food and drank some water, and then did it all over again, this time a bit more grounded. That song, which is in our teal hymnals, has become one thing that has brought me back to the way I want to parent. It's the message I want to give myself as well as my kid as we navigate this thing called life. The poet speaks to this microcosm of what I felt in those early postpartum days, that when we extend love outside of ourselves, we are then held within it. In some Buddhist traditions, the teaching comes through meditation. That song we sang to begin our service, a different version of the one Phil read earlier, is a metta meditation or a loving kindness meditation that is used in numerous lineages, maybe all the lineages of Buddhism. You begin with developing metta, loving kindness for yourself, then someone you're close with, someone you feel some distance from in some traditions, and then everything, all creation. As Phil said, many of us grew up with this idea that we need to do something to be worthy of love. We need to do something to be better. And also that we need to love our enemies first, love the stranger, love that person we don't know. What Buddhist practice and the concept of metta meditation point to is something different. They say we start here. Andrea Gibson, that poet from our reading, posted on TikTok on Valentine's Day 2023. This is my Valentine's Day sermon. It's on love. But they posted a few years ago on TikTok about something they learned from the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, that when that Buddhist teacher began traveling to teach in the West, students, particularly in our United States, would routinely ask, how do I like myself? Or how do I stop hating myself? And the question was shocking to Thich Nhat Hanh. They hadn't considered it as a possibility. He had to learn and then teach other Buddhist teachers from the East what the question even meant. They had to be trained to answer the question, how do I like myself? How do I stop hating myself? Gibson's reflection on this encounter is that the struggle to love oneself is not universal, it's cultural. Once they unlocked this idea that self-love was actually already there, self-love became inevitable. As they described in the reading, the self is the stumbling block to self-love. Once we get over that, love is unrelenting, maybe even inherent. There's a Zen koan, a short story intended for meditation and contemplation called A Cup of Tea, and it goes like this. Nanning, a Japanese master during the Meiji era, received a university professor who came to inquire about Zen. Nanning served tea. He poured his visitor's cup full and then kept on pouring. The professor watched the overflow until he could no longer restrain himself. It is over full, no more will go in. Like the cup, Nanning said, you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup? One of the common lessons of this koan is that in order to learn Zen, you must have a beginner's mind, leaving behind preconceived notions and judgments to see the world differently through Zen. To receive, your cup first must be empty. Alan Watts, a British Buddhist practitioner, was inspired by this koan and expanded the metaphor a bit for maybe more Western audiences. He wrote this: imagine you're holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you and shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped into me. No, you spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in your cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, whatever is inside will come out. When we get rattled by the world, if hatred is in our cup, hatred comes out. If love is in our cup, love comes out. If we have hatred towards others, that hatred might come back to us. If we have love for others, that love might come back to us. We are living in a time when hatred and division are filling our collective cup, wherever that is. This process has been ongoing for decades and centuries, not just years. What do we do with this hatred around us that some of us also carry in us? The Buddhist teacher and writer Lama Rod Owens said this about rage and anger. Anger and rage are actually trying to point us towards trauma and brokenheartedness. When I experience anger or rage, for me, it's a sign that I'm hurt and I'm hurting. The tension between being hurt and wanting to take care of myself, that tension is what anger and rage really are. He says he can relate this back to everything that's going on right now. Right ago, he says, we're just hurt. When people are out there marching in the street, it doesn't matter what it's for. There are people marching for Black lives and against police brutality. I see similarities with the folks, he writes, the white folks who are going out and demonstrating to open up everything. This is in the pandemic. There is similarity between the two, which is hurt. We are hurt. We are scared. We are frustrated. I think we have to have the conversation to get into the hurt itself. Reading Lama Rod Owens' reflection, I started to wonder if I see myself or my enemy as hurt or scared or frustrated, does that change my love? How do I love, knowing that the hurt and fear and frustration will only come again? Rosemary Watola Tromer, you've heard me quote her before, reflects on this by writing about an encounter she had with seedlings, an important reminder in these cold, snowy days. She writes this: "Today I talked to the broccoli sprouts. I kneel down beside their bed. 'You can do it,' I tell them. I don't mention that every summer there's a hailstorm that will puncture and tear their leaves, that bits of their green will litter the soil. Though the sprouts are less than half an inch tall, the leaves already look tough, like thick four-leaf clover. The hail, though, will be tougher. Perhaps I don't want to tell myself how tough things will get. Would rather encourage, would rather play, would rather revel in the day's sun. But today there's no lying to the self. The inner hail has already come. My leaves hang in tatters. All around me, flower petals are fallen, scattered, out of season, widespread wreckage. There's an inner knowing, though, one that needs no one else to encourage it. It knows to grow despite the damage, to grow because damage, to grow. It knows to grow because that is what we are here to do. Our new leaves coming in to support the old, to support the whole, every bit as vulnerable, and green, so green. We grow because it is what we are here to do. We love because it is what we are here to do." Just to put a point on it, I am not saying you have to show love towards all your enemies today, especially those who are actively causing you harm. In fact, I think you can grow love for an enemy without them ever knowing. You can grow love for them simply so that you might love yourself and our world a bit more. Consider how you might love your enemy in a way that expands your love for you. Because a love that would exclude you in all your wholeness that we dwelled in before from its wide embrace, that love is not worth our effort. And also, sometimes love is distance. Sometimes love is closeness. Sometimes love is wishing something for someone else that you know is impossible for them, but it gives you more aliveness. Beloveds, as we approach Valentine's Day this year, I hope you take some time to love yourself this week, and then turn that love to those around you, and then turn that love towards those you are distant from, and then the whole world. We need you all loved up for the work ahead. To end this sermon, repetition is not ministry. Novelty is not ministry. So to end this sermon, I'm going to invite Philip here to read Thich Nhat Hanh's 9 Prayers of Loving Kindness. The structure will feel familiar-ish. And I invite you to repeat these after me as you feel moved. If it doesn't resonate, don't repeat it. But if it does, do. May I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and in spirit.
May I be free from injury.
May I be free from injury.
May I live in safety.
May I live in safety. May I be free from disturbance, fear, and anxiety. May I be free from disturbance, fear, and anxiety.
May I learn to look at myself.
May I learn to look at myself
with the eyes of understanding and of love.
with the eyes of understanding and of love. May I be able to recognize and touch. May I be able to recognize and touch the seeds of joy and happiness in myself.
The seeds of joy and happiness in myself. May I learn to identify and see.
May I learn to identify and
see the sources of anger, craving, and delusion in myself.
the sources of anger, craving, and delusion in myself. May I know how to nourish the seeds. May I know how to nourish the seeds of joy in myself every day.
Of joy in myself every day. May I be able to live fresh, solid, and free.
May I be able to live fresh, solid, and free. May I be free from attachment and aversion. May I be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent. But not be indifferent. Take that blessing, and here's another one of my favorite hymns. We're going to sing What Wondrous Love to close this service. It's number 18 in your gray hymnals. Please rise in body and spirit and stretch those backs. you join me in our words for chalice extinguishing? They're up on the screen and in your order of service. As we the flame of this chalice, may we carry its light with us into the world in the power of peace, faith, justice, and love. And our words for closing come from the patron saint of Unitarian Universalism, Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Go in peace, friends.
So this song is all self-love. It's a little bit harsh, but so am I. It's also abridged. So if you want to hear the whole thing, you're gonna have to buy a cabaret ticket. I won't even do it that great today, just so you know. Purposefully, maybe.
Oh my God. At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But I spent oh so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock, made you give me back your key. If I had known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, I've got all my love to give, and I will survive, I will survive. Hey. All the strength I had not to fall apart, kept trying hard meant to be in the pieces of my broken heart. I spent oh so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry. Now I hold my head up high and you see me, somebody new. Not that chained up little person still in love with you. Felt like dropping in, just expect me to be free. And now I'm saving all my loving for someone who's loving me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. I will
all do. I'm so tired.